Alrighty, friends, lovers, neighbors, people I don't know. Welcome back to the Bookcast. This is my platform for sharing short fiction and updates on life as a self-published author of romantic fiction that centers Black love. I made it through that sentence without stumbling over myself. Please clap. This is episode 101, and I am D.L. White, an Atlanta-based author of 14 novels, numerous short stories, and fan fiction works, but I'm a reader first, so we usually begin with a book report, and then we talk about writing and topics of the day, and the topic of the day is blue sky. That's right. I'm mainly on Blue Sky these days. I know I said I am not leaving Twitter, and I have not. My author account is still up. It is updates only. I have a few things like All Author that automatically post to Twitter. That's where the automation sits, and then I just manually pull that over to Buffer and schedule it to run on Blue Sky until All Author has moved any operations over to Blue Sky. That's kind of how that will run, but I'm not logged into Twitter or X, whatever they're calling it these days. I know I said I wasn't leaving, and I haven't, but I'm primarily not there because I've learned a whole lot about the owner of that website and his dealings and his relationships and how he used that site to manipulate people and in my opinion, pretty much delivered this election to a person that I did not elect to run this country. I'm not in agreement with it, and so I have moved to a platform that works the way I would like it to work, to where we can post without getting a bunch of divisive comments and where people don't log in ready to fight. So Blue Sky is where it's at. I've actually been on Blue Sky for a long time, like since back in the day when you had to get an invite code, and I tried to get my friends on it. So I pop in about once a week and post my stuff, but I'm there full time now, and it's great. We have a really nice Black Sky feed, and we have a Black Book Sky feed, which is so heavenly. It's just all Black books all the time. Really, really like it. So that's where I'm at. I have also moved over social media account for the NSYNC Fiction Archive. So that's also on Blue Sky. So there are, if you post a story on the archive, it automatically posts to Twitter, and now it automatically posts to Blue Sky. So that'll be fun. It's going to be fun to watch fandom fill out over there, because it's very sparse. It's a brand new social media site, and just like Instagram was new and TikTok was new, it's going to really fill it out, and I'm hoping it will fill out with a more positive, joyous atmosphere than we see on Twitter. So looking forward to that. This past week, I didn't get too much reading or writing done. I had some work travel. I was in Charlotte, North Carolina, which is a lovely city, just a lovely city. We were over there at the Kimpton Hotel, which was very nice. I had a beautiful view of a grassy courtyard area. The hotel was lovely. The people in Charlotte were just delightful. It was the last governance meeting of the year for this group, so everyone was jovial, in good spirits. Everything went as well as could be expected. It was a good 2.5 days with my people, but I'm happy to be home. I'm never so happy as I am when that plane lands and then I get in my car and I drive home and I drag my suitcase up 2 flights of stairs and I can sit on my own bed and be around my own stuff and turn on my space heater. So yes, Charlotte was lovely. I got a chance to meet someone that I've been working with since 2021, but I have never met her face to face. So that was just delightful. Had a really good time. Ate at great restaurants. Steak 48 in Charlotte owes me nothing. Just had a really good time. But I'm happy to be home and happy to be sitting in front of this microphone. I hope you can tell by the tone of my voice that I'm feeling better, not 100%, but he's not in office yet. And so I'm just, I'm borrowing worries. I'm borrowing trouble by continuing to be depressed about the state of the nation and how things are going to be difficult beginning in January. But I decided, last week I'm going to live anyway. Not to really let that situation take what I have built my life out to be. Seeking joy and moving to blue sky has a lot to do with that. I need to be able to log into social media and not be on, on guard, and not have my hankles up, and not, post things so as not to be divisive and invite an argument. So I'm looking forward to that. So let's get rolling on today's episode. It's probably going to be a shorty. I didn't get a whole lot of reading or writing done, but again, I cannot skip an episode. So let's just go ahead and dig in. Today is Sunday, November 17th. It is sunny and crisp in Atlanta. I have a mic and I am ready to dig in, but first, I need some coffee because my throat's a little bit dry. Welcome back. Terrible news, my coffee is cold. I had to go pick up a prescription, and I decided whenever I leave the house, I get to go to Wendy's. So I went and got a breakfast sandwich and some coffee, and I came back and I started working on my outline, and then decided I didn't really want to outline. I'm just going to shoot from the hip today. But then I got distracted by other stuff, and then I said, hey, let's go ahead and record, and now my coffee is cold. Bad. Anyway, let's begin with the book report. I am at 179 of 200 books for 2024. My goal is to read 200 books. I have read 179. I am 4 hooks ahead of schedule, so I don't think I'm going to have a problem hitting 200. I'm probably going to exceed that. This week I got 3 books in. I got most of those in on Monday before I left town, and then Friday and Saturday when I got back to town. I read Holiday Heat by the Miss Beverly Jenkins. I read Wait No More, a With Your Permission spinoff by Stephanie Nicole Norris, because if she is going to do anything, she is going to put out a book. This was actually in celebration of Veterans Day, because the hero in this book is a veteran. And then Mistetowed, a holiday novella by Zariah Well Banks. I read that yesterday. It was not bad. Not bad. Of course I have some nits, but I did put my review up at Goodreads. So if we are friends, go ahead and check that out. This week, I don't know what I'm reading. I have no clue, not a darn clue. I have tons of books in my Kindle, in my book funnel, in my random Audible audiobook apps, lots of books to read. Don't know what I'm reading, but I don't have any arcs that are due this week. So it's basically a free-for-all. I'm just going to open it up, and whatever I land on, that's what I'm reading. I am trying to write a romance, so I am most likely going to be reading some romances, but I'm actually craving a thriller. Speaking of thrillers, I started Cross, and I think I'm about 5 episodes in, and I just need somebody to not die in an episode, basically. So, I decided that my way of getting through these next 2 for however many years is I'm just going to consume everything on every streaming channel that was ever released. And so, I'm going to dig into it. Books, movies, art, people. That's going to be my coping mechanism. So I don't know what I'm reading this week, but I know it's going to be darn good. I don't have much of a writing update. Calculated Risk is still with the editor. I don't expect that back for a minute. It's not going to be out until 2025, so I'm not too worried about it. A thing I do need to get going on is a new cover for the Brunch at Ruby's 10th anniversary issue. I need to figure out how to do a hardback cover or hire someone to do one. I need to figure out what concept that cover is going to be. I thought I had decided on one, but I just kind of don't like it. So we'll see. We'll see what I end up with. And then not much progress on the festival at Evergreen Falls. I did go ahead and clean up the first 3 chapters just because I need it to be right. That's my foundation. And I realized that I only have one point of view so far. So I got to go in and add my hero's point of view, which is going to give me twice as many chapters as I have. So I'm really hoping to get in new words tonight. And then I'm way behind on Substack. So the plan is to get my rear back in gear with my Tuesday, Teaser Tuesday posts, and then Wednesday and Friday posts of same time next week for my paid subscribers. That's the plan for this week. I need to get back in that saddle. I can't, I can't let things continue to keep me down. So look for those at authordlwhite.substack.com or shortfiction by dlwhite.substack.com. And again, if you are looking for me on social media, I am on Instagram at author_dlwhite or at Blue Sky at authordlwhite.bsky.app, or I think it's bluesky.social. I don't know. Author DL White. I'm in there. Look me up. I don't have much to update on today. Like when I said quick and dirty, I meant quick and dirty. That's like, 10 minutes, but I tend to yap. So we're going to end up at about 20 minutes by the time this episode is up. But that brings us to the end of today's show. So I must bid you adieu, but not before thanking you so much for joining me for today's chat, not only for this one, but for the previous 100 episodes. I really enjoy having you here. I love sitting in front of this mic and talking about myself and my work. I welcome any comments or feedback you might have at booksbydlwhite.com/bookcast/101. You'll find full show notes and links to all of the things I talked about if they're relevant, and a transcript for today's show at that website. You can also find me over on Substack. Please share the podcast if you enjoyed this episode or previous episodes. And if you listen on Apple Podcasts or Spotify, give a girl a rating. I'd so appreciate it. Do not forget that you can support this podcast with your book purchases at payhip.com/booksbydlwhite. By spreading the good word, or by joining the newsletter or the Substack. Links are all on my website at booksbydlwhite.com/link in bio. Lastly, you can throw some coins in the hat at bookcast.buzzsprout.com. Those monthly supporters currently cover my Buzzsprout subscription, which allows me to bring this podcast to your faces and your ears. And I really appreciate that support. Every little bit really, really does help. So thank you so much. The Bookcast is written, produced, and edited by me, DL White. Our theme music and any sound effects are provided by Pixabay. I will be back next week. Until then, please enjoy your weekend. Have a superlative week. And we'll chat again soon. Bye-bye.